I opened my eyes in Los Angeles, 1980, in my tiny West Hollywood apartment. Sunlight streams through the blinds, bathing everything in a golden glow. The morning air is already warm, carrying the faint scent of gasoline and the distant rustle of swaying palm trees. I step out onto the balcony, and the streets are already alive. Down on Sunset Boulevard, classic cars roll by, Mustangs, Camaros, maybe a few Cadillacs. Some guys in aviator sunglasses and flared jeans are chatting outside a diner, smoking cigarettes, while a waitress in roller skates serves coffee. From here, I can hear music drifting from different places. Fleetwood Mac from someone's radio, funk beats from a passing car, and maybe even some punk rock echoing from a club that never really shut down from last night. If I take a drive down Hollywood Boulevard, I see the Walk of Fame lined with tourists snapping photos of their favorite stars. Street performers are already out. One guy dressed as Elvis, another playing guitar with an old amplifier crackling in the background. There's a slight haze in the air, that classic LA smog, giving the city a soft golden glow. If I keep driving east past the glitz of Hollywood and the grit of downtown, I find myself in East LA. This is the heart of the city's Chicano culture. Lowriders cruising down Whittier Boulevard, murals telling stories of resistance and pride, and small family-run taquerias filling the streets with the smell of carne asada. There's a rhythm here, a sense of community that's different from the transient dream chasing of Hollywood. Further south, past the industrial yards and train tracks, I hit Long Beach. It's a port city, a working-class mix of cultures, with dock workers finishing their shifts and skateboarders carving up the pavement near Belmont Shore. The Queen Mary sits in the harbor like a relic from another time, its massive frame casting a shadow over the water. On the radio, there's talk about a new kind of music bubbling up from this area, something raw, something real. And then there's the Valley. The San Fernando Valley is where suburban LA stretches wide. Strip malls, diners, and endless rows of single-story houses with palm trees swaying in the yards. The shopping malls are packed with teenagers rocking feathered hair and Walkmans. And if you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of a young filmmaker shooting some low-budget horror flick in a quiet neighborhood. The Valley feels separate from the chaos of the city, but it's still unmistakably LA. If I keep heading west, I reach Venice Beach. By day, the boardwalk is alive with skaters, street performers, and muscle-bound guys lifting weights at Muscle Beach. The salty ocean breeze mixes with the distant sound of a boombox blasting funk or early hip-hop. Artists sell their paintings on the sidewalk, surfers ride the waves, and the whole place feels like a chaotic, creative paradise. It's gritty, it's weird, but it's pure Los Angeles. Further up the coast, Santa Monica feels more polished. The iconic pier stands tall, its Ferris wheel lighting up as the sun dips below the Pacific. Families stroll along the promenade, and roller skaters glide past, neon lights reflecting off their sequined outfits. This is where LA slows down just a little, where the ocean meets the city in a mix of laid-back cool and old Hollywood charm. If I take a detour inland, I find Beverly Hills, where wealth isn't just a status, it's a spectacle. Rodeo Drive is packed with Ferraris and Rolls-Royces, their chrome reflecting the sun as they glide past designer storefronts. Mannequins in oversized sunglasses and shoulder-padded suits stare blankly from window displays, while tourists clutch shopping bags hoping to spot a movie star. The Beverly Hills Hotel, with its pink stucco walls and towering palm trees, is a playground for rock stars and moguls, sipping cocktails by the pool. Just beyond the glamour, hidden behind security gates and manicured hedges, are the real stories, scandals, excess, and fortunes that rise and fall just as quickly as the careers that built them. If I head north into the hills, I find myself at Griffith Park and the observatory. From up here, the city stretches endlessly beneath me, the skyline of downtown flickering in the afternoon haze. The Hollywood sign looms behind me, its letters weathered but still iconic. Tourists snap Polaroids while teenagers carve their names into the railings. But at night, the observatory becomes something else entirely, a quiet escape from the chaos below. The city hums in the distance, neon lights pulsing like veins through the streets, and for a moment, standing here, you feel like you own it all. If I head east toward Echo Park or Silver Lake, things get a little rougher. The streets aren't as polished, and there's a rawness here. Lowriders cruising slow, kids playing stickball in the alleys, and murals covering the sides of buildings, telling stories of the Chicano community. The sounds of cumbia and rock mix in the air, blending into the ever-present hum of the city. But if I drive east again, deeper into the city, I find myself in South Central. This is the LA that doesn't make it onto postcards, the one where life is tougher, where neighborhoods are tight-knit, and where something big is stirring in the underground. Graffiti-covered walls tell stories of struggle and pride, and in backyards and makeshift studios, a new sound is forming. Gangsta rap, a voice for the streets that will soon shake the world. If I take a turn into the San Fernando Valley, life slows down a bit. This is suburbia, where teens cruise down Ventura Boulevard blasting Van Halen, and families gather at the local mall, the epicenter of 80s consumer culture. The Galleria is packed with kids rocking acid-wash jeans and oversized sunglasses, flipping through cassette tapes at the record store, or grabbing Orange Julius drinks. It's all neon lights, arcade games, and the unmistakable hum of a simpler, but just as wild, LA lifestyle. Back in the city, I drift into Chinatown, a world of red lanterns, hidden alleyways, and the constant sizzle of walks from family-owned restaurants. Elderly men gather in Sun Mun Way to play mahjong, cigarette smoke curling in the air as they slap down tiles. The scent of roast duck and incense mixes in the evening breeze, while neon signs flicker above dimly lit speakeasies. Tourists come for the Dragon Gate entrance and the souvenir shops, but the real Chinatown exists in the back streets, where underground gambling dens hum with whispered bets, and where generations of stories are written in every bowl of hand-pulled noodles. Heading south, I find myself in Watts. Life here isn't easy, but it's real. The Watts Towers stand tall, a symbol of resilience and artistic spirit. On the basketball courts, kids dream of making it big, and on the streets, young voices are beginning to tell stories that will soon define an era. It's the birthplace of something raw, something powerful, something the world will soon recognize in the voices of NWA. And then, there's Hollywood at night. The Walk of Fame glows under flickering neon, but just beyond the glitz, the city's underbelly lurks. Struggling actors hustle for their big break, rock stars party until dawn at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and on the Sunset Strip, the sounds of Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, and the next big thing pour out of clubs like the Roxy and Whiskey A Go-Go. The dream of fame is alive, but not everyone makes it. But if you take a detour away from the Sunset Strip and into the Hollywood Hills, you find Laurel Canyon, a hidden world of music and rebellion. The winding roads lead to secluded homes where musicians, some legends, some just hopefuls, write songs by candlelight, guitars leaning against the walls. The air is thick with the scent of eucalyptus and something a little stronger. At the Canyon store, a barefoot singer-songwriter might be buying cigarettes while a famous drummer flips through a newspaper. The 60s might be over, but here, in these hills, the dream of free love and rebellion isn't dead. It's just waiting for the next generation to pick up a guitar and keep it alive. As night falls, I could take the winding roads up Mulholland Drive and look down at the entire city glowing beneath me. The skyline of downtown flickers in the distance, the Sunset Strip pulses with neon, and even from up here I can still hear the faint echoes of music, traffic, and life. Los Angeles in 1980 isn't just a city, it's an entire universe, each pocket of it telling a different story. LA in the 80s is a city of extremes, shiny and broken, laid back and relentless, a place where dreams are made and crushed in the same breath. But no matter where you wake up, there's one thing you know for sure: the city never stops moving.